Okay, good evening, viewers all over the world. You're very much welcome to Ufuk Dialogue interview stroke interactive session with a star, a philanthropist, a great model, and a career builder for the youths all over the world. Okay. Sorry, can you all hear me clear and loud?
Yes.
You can all hear me clear and loud? Okay.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Okay. I was told to pause and start all over again, so please, you all understand with me. Okay, good evening, viewers all over the world. It's really a pleasure, a delight to have this Ufuk Dialogue interview stroke interactive session with a star, a philanthropist, a model, and a career builder for the youths. I have a singular privilege and honor, a delight indeed, to have this day with us a unique personality, a guest we all have been yearning to see live. We have always watched and admired on screen. But today, this platform gives us a very, very unique opportunity to see him live, interact, and ask some questions. My name is Bob. I'm speaking to you from Abuja. I'm going to be your moderator, and this session, it's live to all viewers in Nigeria, in Africa, and all over the world. I urge you all to take, a nap, relax, and just follow us on YouTube as we have this question and answer session, with this wonderful personality. A model, I must say again. To me, I see a combination of Magic Johnson and Michael Jordan in just this one person. He has really thrilled a lot of youth and inspired us in so many affairs. I am so excited and delighted this day to really get to know him, get to really inquire from him. What are those things that inspire him? So, my dear friends all over, I am also joined this day with some of my colleagues. I have Mr. Abdul Salam from Kaduna in Nigeria. I have Mr. Abdul Ahmad from Lagos. I also have my friend again, Abdul Malik, from NTIC Foundation, who is going to join us and ask a few questions too. So viewers all over the world, I urge us all to, send our questions on YouTube, and we are going to try as much as possible to see that this unique personality responds to our question. Coming to talk about this personality, I am speaking of no other person but Mr. Enes Kanter. Mr. Enes Kanter is a Swiss-born, Turkish basketball player who has really been a trailblazer, who have really seen it all. He has played internationally, and presently he is playing for the Baltic Celtic, in the United States of America. A wonderful inspiration to all youths all over the world. He has been very focused, very energetic, very consistent, very spiritually inclined, and very, very wonderful a personality. I personally have him as one person, from Africa, I see as someone who I should look up to. So great youth, I want us to relax and have this interactive session. So once again, I want us all to make welcome Mr. Enes Kanter. Please, Mr. Enes, you're very much welcome, please. Can you hear me clear and loud?
Yes, thank you guys so much for inviting me. I really appreciate it. It's an honor.
Wow, I have the highest honor this way to really have you, come for this interview. Sincerely, we are going to have a series of questions. We really urge you to be a bit patient with us. Some questions will be coming from, Abuja, which is the Federal Capital Territory of Nigeria, and another city will be asking questions from, Kaduna, which is, the commercial net center of the northern part of Nigeria, and, from Lagos, which used to be the previous Federal Capital Territory. And we really want to meet you and know much about you. So to start with, without much ado, Mr. Enes, please, can you just try to introduce yourself, tell us about yourself, and what you've been doing during this lockdown? The entire world has been on its knee over this COVID-19 pandemic. Tell us about that, please.
First of all, I really appreciate for you guys inviting me. It's definitely an honor. I always hear a lot about Nigeria, and one thing comes to my mind is how friendly, how warm the people are. how hospitality is always the first priority. And the one thing I always hear about how amazing the breakfasts are. So I'm gonna become actually American citizen next year. Whenever I'm gonna become a citizen, the one of the Nigeria is gonna be the first the countries that I visited because I have so many Turkish friends there that and they talk about how beautiful the Nigeria is. So like I really want to appreciate for you guys inviting me. It's definitely an honor. But introduce myself. I am Enes Kanter playing for Boston Celtics. I've been in NBA for 9 years, going to my 10th next year, inshallah. And you know, I born in Switzerland, but I'm from Turkey. I lived in Turkey till I was, 17 years old. Then I moved to America, and one of the biggest reasons that I came to America was just play basketball and get my education at the same time. So that was one of the biggest reasons. But and then I got drafted in 2011 by Utah Jazz. I played there for 3.5 years. Then I got traded to Oklahoma City Thunder. You guys know Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant, Serge Ibaka, all good, Steven Adams, all good friends. And after that, I got traded to New York Knicks. The city was amazing. Obviously, team was okay. Team wasn't the best team in NBA, but like it was a really good experience for me. Then obviously I signed with Portland Trailblazers. I'm talking about CJ McCollum, Damian Lillard, and Yusuf Nurkic, and we actually made the Western Conference Finals. You guys probably watched that Dame's crazy shot over Paul George. So it was an amazing experience. And this year, I was lucky enough to sign with Boston Celtics. You know, I think it was an amazing experience for me throughout the whole year because when you play guys like Jason Tatum, Jalen Brown, Kemba Walker, Gordon Hayward, it just automatically makes you better. And obviously, Boston Celtics one of the best team in NBA, and they won 17 championships, the most in NBA. So it was definitely. And when you are playing, you look up, you look at all the jerseys that retire: Larry Bird, Robert Parrish, Bill Russell, and so it's like you're getting goosebumps when you go out there and play basketball. So it's crazy. Um, what I do in this COVID days, obviously, it's tough. It's definitely tough for everybody, but especially basketball players too. We still don't know if the league is going to continue or not. So we have to keep ourselves in shape. So Boston Celtics actually calling us 3, 4 times a week, and we still have this virtual workouts from FaceTime. The coach is telling us what to do: the push-ups, sit-ups, this and that. I mean, it's just so amazing to see how my how dedicated and disciplined my teammates are. But other than that, man, just because of we just passed Ramadan, I was really focusing on my faith. I was trying to read a lot, and I was actually trying to do best I can to just focusing on my faith and my soul because I think it's very very important. It doesn't matter what your position is, doesn't matter if you're an NBA player or whatever. It is very important to get deep on your religion. And then I was actually trying to learn how to cook because I remember when I was a kid, my mom used to always tell me, "Son, learn how to cook. I'm not gonna be there for the rest of your life." So like it's so even risky to order food from outside because of like the NBA rules, right? So like I was literally just focusing on just my cooking. And then the other thing that I was trying to learn is I try to play piano. But just because of my hands were so big and my fingers are like so thick, I was pushing the wrong buttons. And like I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna quit playing piano because it's so hard. But I think it's very important to keep yourself, stay active and productive. Because I mean, you cannot just sit at home or just play video games all day or watch TV all day, or you're gonna gain weight. So I actually I'm not gonna lie, just because of we don't play any games or practice, I gain 7 to 8 pounds. So I gotta start losing them, just going out and just start running.
Yeah, quite impactful, quite eventful, quite a very very no dull moment throughout this moment at all. You hadn't any dull moment. I quite appreciate that, and it's really exciting to know. Really, we really want to know at what age did you really start bowling? One would really wonder because you have just excelled in this career.
Right.
At what age did you actually start bowling?
I actually started playing basketball very late. I was 14 years old. The reason
Wow.
is Yeah, the reason is I actually wanted to be a soccer player when I was growing up, because it's like it's the most like famous sport in Turkey. It's the number one sport, and every kid's dream to become a soccer player and play in a Premier League and play in some like some of the teams in Europe. So that was my dream, but just because I was taller than all my friends, they would just keep making me a goalie. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna finish my soccer career, stop playing basketball. But I started, like I said, I started pretty late when I was 14 years old.
Yeah, actually, you would have even excelled in football if you had gone into football. But we are really
Yeah,
excited that you are really at your top, at your peak, in basketball.
yeah.
In NBA, every basketballer wants to be in NBA. Taking you back to the home front, Mr. Enes, please, can you really tell us how supportive your parents were choosing a basketball career?
Uh, I mean, my parents were all about education. I'll be honest
Wow,
with you, they did not want me to play basketball.
wow.
Till I make my first check, and then they're like, you know what, play basketball. Cause like, I'm honest, because like they thought they they were thinking the sport is a distraction for education, and I wanted to show my parents, and I wanted to show the whole world is like, hey, I understand education is so important, and schoolwork always should be number one priority. But I can play basketball and go to school same time. I'm gonna show you guys, right? And they're like, okay, show us. And then I was like really focusing on schoolworks, but same time playing basketball. Like I said again, that was one of the biggest reasons that I wanted to come to America. They offer me a really, really big contract, lots of money in Turkey, but I'm like, you know what? I my education is very important. So that's why one of the biggest reasons that I came to America, I can go to school and play basketball at the same time. In America, even if you're like the best team in your team, best player in your team, if your grades are not good, you're not gonna play any games till you fix your grades. So like I had to, just I learned another language, I learned different culture, I learned, I met with some new people. So like for me, it was very important for my future.
Wow. Wow. Really, really informing. Thank you so much for that. One is wondering now, you have presumably gotten to the peak of your career. Let me say that, assuming you are now in NBA, which is a dream for every basketballer. So
Hmm.
I want to know, did you ever dream? Did you ever imagine coming this far or coming to this peak of your
Right.
career?
I mean, I grew up in Turkey, and in Turkey we didn't. So when I first started playing basketball, I didn't even have basketball. I started playing
Wow.
basketball with a soccer ball because we just didn't have it. We just literally we just didn't have it. But there's a really good quote that I actually love. There's a saying: "If no one believe in you, believe in yourself." There
Absolutely.
was so much negative. People were around me and saying, "Hey, you're wasting your time. Stop playing basketball. You're not gonna make it." But my dream to was become NBA player the day I started playing basketball.
Yeah.
So whoever's watching us right now, just put your dream like the highest, top of the mountain, and pray for them and try to work hard for it. Discipline yourself, dedicate yourself, give yourself 100%, focus on what you need to focus on. The one thing, man, you're gonna have good days and bad days. I look at my career in NBA. I have some games I have 30 something points, but I got some games in NBA I have 0 points. I
Wow.
miss everything. They blocked my shot. It was a bad day. But the thing you need to do is whatever happens in life, not just in sports or if you're an athlete, whatever you're doing in life, you're gonna have good days and bad days. The important thing is you cannot give up on those bad days.
Absolutely.
You always have to keep yourself sane and just go out there. You have to have fun. If you're not having fun, if you're not smiling, you are not doing the right job. So like just go out there. Life is all about smiling, put a smile on people's face because it is priceless.
Yeah, really beats my imagination. Imagining someone playing, football like a basketball. You did
Yeah.
that. And by the way, who actually discovered this talent in you, and who really saw the huge potential in you to play basketball?
My teacher actually,
Your
my
school
teacher in
teacher?
school, yeah, my school
Okay.
teacher. I
Oh,
was not, I was what? I was 11 years old, 10, 11 years old. My teacher said like, hey, you can be a really good basketball player one day. I'm like, Yeah, I don't care. I want to be a soccer player. I'm like, I don't care about basketball. I want to be a soccer. I want to play soccer, right? And then he was like, no, no, no. You can be really. You have the good body type. You have the dedication. You're disciplined. You work hard. So just why don't you just play basketball? Because you're tall enough to play basketball. I didn't want to listen because my dream was, because the play in a Real Madrid one day, Barcelona one day. So I'm like, I just did not care. Yep. I so like after that, I was like, you know what, this soccer thing is not working. I'm too slow. I'm too tall. All the guys are going around me and stuff. So that's why one of the biggest reasons I stopped playing basketball, and I'm still actually in touch with my teacher. And I'm always, thankful for it.
It's very, very inspiring to hear you talk about your, sporting career and your education, how you were able to juggle both balls. So tell us about it. How was it like, your educational career and how you were able to match both?
I remember when I started first playing basketball, my dad told me, I want you to be a good student before being a good basketball player. Because let me tell you something, you're going to even if you make it to NBA, you're going to play basketball till 34, 35 years old. If you're lucky, if you take care of yourself, then what are you going to do? You cannot just go home and play Fortnite all day. You cannot just go home and watch, just TV all day. So that's why you see a lot of the superstars, Hall of Famers, a lot of NBA players, a lot of basketball players, or just athletes, period. Still goes back to their colleges, universities, and try to finish their school because once you are done with your career, you want to have a job. And educating yourself is so important because now basketball is not just going out there and just have 20, 30 points. When someone asks you a question about anything, about some of the stuff going on in your country, or some of the stuff it matters to the whole world, some of the problems are happening in our society, you want to be able to answer them. So that's why it is so important, because once you have that platform, there's so many kids are looking up to you, taking you as a role model, right? So that's why you need to inspire those kids. If you go out there and do something totally crazy, all the kids gonna think that is cool to do. So it's a big responsibility on your shoulder. Every step you take, every breath you take, you need to watch what you're doing because you are impacting so many young people's soul and life.
Definitely. I just keep wondering, you're so tall, so energetic, so flexible with some of the stunts you do on pitch. When I watch, I just wonder how you get to do some of this. How do you keep fit? I wonder.
I mean, you gotta work. You gotta work out hard. I mean, people always see like we go out there and play, like to play the game, but like there's so much sweat, there's so much blood, there's so much hard work, there's so much dedication, discipline behind all that clips, all that
Wow.
highlights. So like that's why I mean, if you look at an NBA player's life, they usually work out around 2 hours basketball, 1 hour lifting, 1 hour treatment, 1 hour video watching. So it's like around like 5, 6 hour thing a day. So that's why like I go there, I go to my practice facility around 9 o'clock and leave there around like what, 2 o'clock. It's like it just becomes a lifestyle. It's just not going out there and just okay, let's just play. But no, it becomes a lifestyle because you have to take care of your body and your mind the whole day.
Thank you very much for this set of questions I just asked now. I would really pause at this moment and allow some of my colleagues from the other section of the city to ask their questions. So I'll move on quickly now to Mr. Abdusalam, please. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Abdusalam, please.
All right. Hello, Mr. Enes Kanter. I'm so excited to
Thank
be
you.
here interviewing you as well. And I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan, by the way.
Thank you,
And
brother.
I have a few questions as well. And I wouldn't say I'm one who is versatile with basketball. And I would like to get into details, sort of. So firstly, I want to ask, could you tell us a few moves, a few movements, a few tricks in basketball? I've been
Yeah.
with so
I mean,
exactly.
so just because of I play soccer, the footwork is very important for basketball. So that's so whenever I'm on the post, I do, just I use my footwork because I mean I play soccer, so I got that footwork. So I think it's just like when I sit down and talk to Hakim Olajuwon or Serge Ibaka or Joel Embiid, they all play soccer. They all have a good, soccer skills. So that's what they translate to on the court. So I think it's just it's just fun, man. It's just because like playing basketball, working hard, it's fun, but you just have to put the time and hard work on it.
Wow, that's amazing. Like I watched a few videos and I saw a lot of unparalleled stuff. I was like, what? It's
It's
amazing.
like I think like the swimming and jump rope is very important for basketball because when you swim, all your body muscle is working, and jump rope is like one of the best thing you can do for to just to jump higher and to just be more versatile. And the other thing is, that a lot of the young kids are not doing it right now because they think it's boring. It's stretching because it avoids injuries. It just makes you a better player. So like make sure you at least 10, 15 before and after practice or games stretch.
Yeah, so it's like a combo of a whole lot of things besides basketball. That's
Exactly.
amazing. Another question, pretty much. Okay, what advice or what advices do you have for the youngsters out there amongst your fans, about a roadmap or about something they need to do to play in NBA like you?
hmm I mean, first of all, the most important thing is believing themselves. If anyone else can do it, they can do it too. And I have not seen, and every every person in Africa I see is an athletic. Every person, so they have a really good chance to go out there and be a star. So like first of all, they need to believe in themselves. They need to have a self confidence. That's one. The second thing is talent will take you only so far. You have to have a hard work
Hmm.
with it. You know, you have to go out there and just be the first one in the gym and leave the last one in the gym. You have to work definitely more extra than anybody else. Other than that, there is going to be so much distraction. Avoid them. So much distraction. You know, just focus on what you need to focus on. Give yourself 100% and just go out there, play hard and play smart and have fun. The one advice I will give to everybody is be a good locker room guy, good teammate. Because like it's good that you go out there and score 20 to 30 points, but if you're a leader, not just a good player, if you're a leader, you look at your teammate and say, is he having a good game? Is he happy? What can I do to make him happy? What can I do to bring him up? Because good good players win games, but good team win championships. You know, there is actually a
Wow.
really there is actually a really good quote that I love. So if you're a boxer, right? If you're boxing, and if you punch the guy like this, you break your finger, right? You have to come as one, come together and punch the guy like that, and you will knock him down.
Yeah.
So it is all about just coming together, be a good teammate, be a good friend, and just go out there and have fun.
Wow, wonderful. So it's pretty much about belief in oneself, a lot of focus and solidarity.
There you go.
That's
You got it
amazing.
right,
Yeah,
100%.
copy that, copy that. Pretty much who has been your role model in sports
Mhm.
generally?
I mean, I have. If you're asking me a basketball player, I actually get to have a chance to meet him too. Amazing guy. What Hakim Olajuwon. What he does on and off the court, man, is just so amazing and beautiful. He inspired me. He inspired so many people, so many kids out there. I mean, you guys know he fasted during Ramadan in NBA Finals. I was
Yeah.
like, I was inspired by that, and I fasted last year during our game, because he inspired me. And I actually texted him and said, my man, how did you do it? And he gave me some tips. He said, okay, I eat dates, I drink a lot of water, I eat this, I eat that. So like he was definitely one of my inspiration. But if you're asking me like in any sports, it's definitely Muhammad Ali. Because I mean what
Wow.
it just it, it's just so amazing to see what he did for his faith, for his religion, for himself, for the whole sports world. So I will definitely say Muhammad Ali is definitely my inspiration.
Wow. The legend himself, Muhammad Ali.
Yep,
And
legend.
I did see a video about the basketballer you mentioned, on your IG page earlier in the week,
Hmm.
and yeah, it's. I was astounded when I saw him. Like, it's fascinating. He's playing basketball. That's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work. Trust me, like you don't eat or drink anything for 17 hours and you're gonna go out there and try to play an NBA game. It's tough. Trust me, it is tough.
All right. So aside the basketball, I mean, we've seen you on the court, and we know how you move with the ball and with your feet, and how you jump so high, and how you dribble them all. But let's go outside the court a little bit. So who
Mhm.
is Enes Kanter exactly? I mean, we know him in basketball, but who is he outside of basketball? Who is he outside of the court?
I mean, whenever I'm done with my basketball career, I don't want to be only remembered just by my basketball game and by my name. I want to be remembered the work I'm doing, trying to do for humanity. Because what you do off the court is definitely more important than what you do on the court. Because on the court, it's cool. You go out there and score 20 points, it only affects you. But if you give back to community, if you have a platform, you can touch so many hearts, you can touch so many lives, you can change so many people's life. So I feel like it's definitely what matters off the court is important than what happens on the court. And I actually try to do. That's why I created my foundation. It calls Enes Kanter Foundation, and it focuses on three things: education, poverty alleviation, and social harmony around the globe. Not just in America or not just in Turkey, around the globe. Because here's what I seen: the whole world is like a big family. It's a huge family, right? And it what I believe in, this is really important. It doesn't matter what your religion is. It doesn't matter what your skin color is. It doesn't matter what your ethnicity is. It doesn't matter what your culture is. The most important thing in life is live your differences on the table and try and find what we have in common. So till Elon Musk or somebody else find another planet to live, this world is what we have. So we need to make this world better together. That's the
Yeah.
key word,
Yeah.
together. So I feel like that is my focus, on trying to do a lot of good work outside of basketball world, and the response I get from people is that definitely gives me so much hope and makes me happy.
It's more like you read my mind about that question. I was going to ask about the foundation, but before that, I had about two more questions to ask, because the foundation is like the ultimate question there. But
Hmm.
before that, really, whatever I do, I like to come back local pretty much. I like to come back to Africa. I like to come back to Nigeria. So I'm going to ask you based on that. Do you know any Nigerian, or let me go general. Do you know any African basketball players?
Of course, I mean I have so many. Oh, actually, my best friend is from Africa, Taco Fall. You guys know Taco Fall, right? He's it's just amazing with his character, his work ethic, his humbleness, his down to earth. He's definitely one of my favorite teammates. But other than that, I have so many African, the teammate like Serge Ibaka, Taco Fall, and I'm trying to remember, Bismack Biambo, and trying to remember who else because I
Yeah,
have so many of them.
actually, I was going through the Boston Celtics, and I came about Semi Ojele.
Yep.
Yeah, is your guy as well. Is
He's
it,
he's
yeah.
he's my really good friend, really good teammate, really good locker room guy. So we actually live in a same apartment too. So
Wow,
same building.
that's wonderful. That's amazing. Wow. All right, so uh, you started basketball at the age of 14. You said, and you
Hmm.
mentioned that that was a bit too late. And I'm like,
Hmm.
if it's late, then like how early is one supposed to start? And then the question goes thus: what is the ideal age to decide to be a basketball player?
I mean, I feel like if you have a kid and if you like start him like age of like 7, 8, then the kid's gonna be very bored of the sports. Hold on a second. The kid's gonna be very bored of the sport because you started them like very early age. I feel like the ideal age you started them is probably like 11, 12. Probably
Wow,
11. Yep.
wow.
Because like that's when the kids start to understand basketball, NBA loves watching NBA, the highlights and everything. So probably I would say around the 11 years old.
Wow, viewers, you heard that. 11, 12. Start early
Yep.
if you want to do this.
For sure.
So on to the question that I've wanted to ask since morning, literally. The foundation, I don't get it. I mean, What inspired you to establish Enes Kanter Foundation?
It's because like I said again, first of all, I came to Africa 3 years ago, right? And I went to not just in Africa, so many places of the world, and I saw what people were going through. I went to Mozambique, I went to Kenya, I went to some of the countries in Europe, some of the countries in the Pacifics, and I'm like, those people are my brothers, those people are my family. So I want to hold their hands and I want to reach out to them, because you see there's so many people out there can't even find clean water to drink. Forget about the food, can't even find clean water to drink. And the people are dying from sickness, from diseases. They can't find any food, no water, no homes, no shelter. So I'm like, you know what? I feel like God gave me so much. I want to give back to the world, because like we said before, the world is like a big family. So that's why we started this foundation. And right now, I feel like we have so many problems that are happening in our world, but one of the most important thing of them is education. There is so many problems that are happening in our world because of uneducated people. So that's why right now we actually built a school in Africa for just girls, and we actually are about to build another school in Oklahoma City, the team I've played for 2.5 years. And so because like giving education to our youth, it is so important because the future is in our hands. So we just need to know how to shape it, how to build it. If we can educate our youth, we are going to have a better and brighter future, because those kids are going to be doctors one day, lawyers one day, police one day, the army one day, the president maybe one day. So I feel like we need to give them the right education. And other than that, man, we try to do a lot of waterfalls for clean water. Try to give like a lot of food and everything. And the response, I feel like the smile you see on kids' face is priceless. When you see a kid smile, I mean, I'm like, you know what? I give my whole NBA career to just for one smile.
Wow. That literally just addressed everything it is I was going to ask about the foundation. I mean, you've got the objectives, you've got what you do, and then even so, I want to ask about some of the activities that you've carried out and the objectives you hope to achieve with those, activities that you've carried out.
I mean, like I said, education is number one priority. Health, food, clean water, social harmony, and just to be go out there and just try to be happy and try to just inspire people. Because if you inspire them right now, once when they have the platform, they're gonna think and say, okay, Enes Kanter inspired me, or this person or that person inspired me, so I need to do the same
Yeah,
thing.
I'm gonna give back to
So
society.
you got to give back the same with the community. So it is very important to just focusing on that.
Oh, that's amazing. That's wonderful. I had a great time. I mean, I'm still so excited, and I can't believe that I'm actually having the conversation with you because I'm a big fan, like I said.
I
And
appreciate it,
I
brother.
really appreciate the time you gave to my questions, responses, and I'm satisfied by them. And I hope our viewers are satisfied as
Hmm.
well. At this point, at this juncture, I'd like to pass the mic onto our moderator, Mr. Bob, for the continuation. Thank you very much once more, Enes Kanter. Abdul Samad Mustafa from Lagos.
Thank you very much, Mr. Abdul Samad. Thank you very much for those very, very intriguing questions. And Ms. Ines, you have just been doing excellently well. I can see in you a personality with a large heart. And there's an anonymous saying in Africa that givers never lack. And God Almighty will bless you in manifold. At this juncture, I quickly want Mr. Abdul Malik to really do a short presentation. He wants to really let us into some things that are happening in this part of the world that you would really love to know that you are part of. Thank you very much. Let's watch. Mr. Abdulhamid, please.
All right, thank you very much. Well, I'm not going to talk about your football career, Mr. Enes Kanter. I'm going to delve deeper into your humble heart and talk about your charitable deeds. My name is Abdul Malik Bulakos. I'm an alumni of NTIC UB, I'm the project assistant in NTIC Foundation. I wish to make a brief presentation about the activities of our foundation. Normally, NTIC schools have been undertaking many charitable activities since its inception in 1998. However, all these activities were gathered under the aegis of NTIC Foundation in 2013, which was the establishment year of our foundation. As NTIC Foundation, we have been relating directly and indirectly with Enes Kanter in different activities in the last 6 years. Before Enes Kanter Foundation was established, Enes has individually donated to our foundation. Afterward, we have had many other collaborations with his foundation. In our first joint activity in 2015, Enes sponsored the restoration of a school and the establishment of 6 additional classroom blocks in a government school in Kaduna State of Nigeria. The aforementioned school was commissioned by the Commissioner of Education of Kaduna State and was handed over to its real owners and the beloved students. Besides, Enes has contributed to our hunger relief and stationery package distribution, which have been some of the major arm of our foundation since its inception. Enes, I want to use this medium to say a very big thank you on behalf of all the beneficiaries of our foundation, for your collaboration in our foundation all this while. Also, I want to appreciate organizers for giving me a rare opportunity for speaking and thanking Enes directly. In addition, I want to emphasize that Enes has been contributing for so long, but this is the first time that we are speaking face-to-face, that in person. In my opinion, this is something really worthy in the Hizmet movement, that you can donate and even trust people without even knowing them before. Well, thank you very much, Enes, once again. Finally, before I give the platform, I want to inform Enes that we are aiming to extend the scope of our education scholarship, which have been going on, to be able to provide more opportunities to more children to extend. Will be great for Enes to support any of these inspirations. There is also a lot of people in Nigeria who have been praying for you ceaselessly, even without knowing you in person. So I would like to use a very short moment and play a very short video showing these people praying for you, praying for Enes Kanter, for all the wonderful things he has done to them before, without even knowing him in person. Thank you.
Okay, while the video is about to play, I sincerely want to join my voice to say especially that you have just been a blessing, a source of inspiration. You have just been wonderfully touching lives in Africa. You've been touching souls you've never met before, and some you will never meet on earth. So it's really, really shocking, and one wonders where you really thought it wise at a given time to now begin to reach out to the needy, because like you mentioned, you have come to Africa. I'm surprised you mentioned Zimbabwe, and you know, the lowest in the community. And you can see from the pictures that were shown initially how grateful, how much hope you have brought to these living personalities. In fact, if you saw the schools in Tatas, but these schools were revived and renovated, and a number of these students are happily receiving quality education. May Almighty Allah continue to bless you abundantly. Sorry, while before the picture. I'm sorry, we're having some technical issues with the volume, but as the engineers are trying to fix it, in no time, we'll have the sound restored. We actually have some challenge with sound. Yeah, we have some challenge with sound, and but the pictures, are really vividly explaining what really transpired, in the
God keeps somebody, but the renowned basketball player in person of Enes Kanter.
Really appreciate of what this man is doing for us. Whatever we see him, we don't know him, we don't know where he from, but his own time is only to try for us and give us what to eat and what to breakfast with. Thank you very much.
Enes Kanter, thank you very much for the handsome donations you have given us here in Abuja. Really appreciate your reaching out to humanity. Thank you very much.
I'm Enes Kanter. We appreciate your concern for remembering people with disabilities without discrimination. Our prayers to you is God will give you long life and prosperity. God will protect you, and God, you will never lack, you will continue getting. And wherever you are, you go on success and come back in success. We are so much happy. God give you long life and prosperity.
On behalf of my people, we are very, very grateful. May Almighty God protect me.
The relief package is being distributed here at Karamajiji today. It's been sponsored by nobody but the renowned Turkish basketballer in person of Enes Kanter. Enes Kanter, thank you very much for your generous donation. Now we are here in Area 1 IDP Camp Durumi. As you can see, the ongoing exercise of the charity is going on. Here are the internally displaced people displaced from all over the country. They gather here under the shade of the government, providing shade for them to stay for the period of the time being. As an act of charity,
Enes Kanter is somebody who fighting for humanity. At least we've been as a less privileged in the Area 1 Durumi camp. For this young man, at least sending food to us, I think it means a lot. We don't have anything to say, but we are offering our own prayer, both our women, children. God should grant him Jannah, and God should reward him a million times of what he did. Success in life. May God keep standing him. May God keep open more way to him. That's all what we can say in this camp.
And our sponsor for...
Thank you very much for that short video presentation, Mr. Dumale. Thank you very much. And I think Mr. Enes may want to say a thing or two before we move on to the next section of this program.
I mean, it just, first of all, I mean, I just want to say it's just amazing to see that people are smiling again. People they have hope in their eyes, they have smile in their eyes, and especially after Ramadan. It's a holy month of Ramadan. It is all about giving back. It is all about understanding people. It is all about, doing empathy. So for me, just seeing this video is definitely one of the most beautiful things I have seen the whole day and week. So like, I'm glad that you guys, first of all, I didn't know this video. That's the first time now I watched this video, and I was about to tear up because of this beautiful words that people were saying. So I'm just speechless. I really don't know what to say.
Wow, you absolutely have to say nothing, but your actions are speaking louder than words. Absolutely, we remain very grateful. And the prayers of all the souls you are touching will continue to bless you, even though distance is not a barrier to prayers. So thank you very much once again. Quickly, we are going to really receive some set of questions from Kaduna now. I want to respectfully speak with Mr. Abdusalam from Kaduna. Please, you may ask your questions. Thank you.
Wow. It's such a great privilege, a very big thank you to you, Mr. Enes Kanter, on behalf of the youth of Northern Nigeria, emphasis from Kaduna, where we have benefited so much from your marvelous job. I say very big thank you to you. My name is Abdul Salam Ahmed, speaking to you from Kaduna, Nigeria. It's been wonderful having you around. I've been so humble. I've picked so much note from all your presentation. And on behalf of my people from the Northern Zone, I say very big thank you to you for your sense of humanity, for the humility and the service to the humanity, even those you don't know. Permit me to take you through very few questions on behalf of the youth of this country, Nigeria, and specifically in a state that has benefited so much from your project, Kaduna. May I ask from the first one, what is your view about contributing to the world peace as a sports person from your profession? What do you think about world peace?
What do you think about world peace is? Is that the question?
Yes, please.
Okay. I think the world peace means is understanding each other, because not judging, understanding each other and respecting each other. And understanding means like there's some of the people in the world live an amazing life, rich life, right? But there's so many people out there just dying from hunger, dying from, just not getting the best healthcare plan, or dying from, just not drinking clean water. So it's like you can be very blessed, but what God looking is, how can I share my blessings with others? There is a really good quote that I love. It says, live for others. I feel like we are in this world to not just live a good life, but make other people's life better too, And I feel like that's the world peace, because every person in this world have a duty, have a job to do. Every morning we need to wake up, and whenever we go to sleep at night, we need to ask ourselves just one question: what can I do to bring peace? What can I do to bring love? What can I do to bring understanding to this world? Because we have more commons than differences. When you look at a person, you should not see any religion. You should not see any color. You should not see any color. You should see human first. And then other things come later, because we are all God's creation. So I feel like that's what world peace means to me: understanding, respecting, not judging, trying to bring peace and love and joy to this world.
Thank you very much. You've got a very big heart, and the youth of this country are so privileged to have you, marking history in our nation. We are so much grateful for that. My next question says, what do you plan to do after the basketball career? Are you planning on something after the career?
Yes, I am. I'm actually, so with my foundation, Enes Kanter Foundation, this is what I want to focus on. It's good and fun to play in NBA, right? But the thing is, whenever you're done with your career, you want to look back and say, how many people, how many kids you worked on it and put them in NBA, right? So with my foundation, we are actually thinking about, maybe with some other players too, they can get involved in it too. I want to go to some other countries, some of the places that basketball players are really good and talented, bring them to America and send them to college, get their education, and make them an NBA player. Because whenever I come visited Africa, whenever I come visited Pacifics, whenever I went to visit Europe or Latin America, there were so many talented kids out there, but they just don't have that opportunity to shine. So with my foundation, I want to bring people from Africa, people from Pacifics, people from all over the world to America, send them to college, make them get their education, and make them an educational NBA player. And so that is one of my biggest dream, and we are actually already started to work on it. And I think in like 5, 10 years, why not? There is a 20, 30 Nigerian player in the league in NBA, you know? So that is one of my biggest dream. And I hope that we can work maybe together. And if you guys have any talented kids out there, just let me know, and we can just work on it. Abdul Samad is like, yeah, I'm the talented one. Get me get me to America. I know you play
Definitely,
basketball.
definitely is a big fan of yours. I do appreciate that. Very thoughtful, very encouraging responses from you, Mr. Enes. Uh, Going to the next question. We believe very well you are a strong devote, a strong worshiper. But have you experienced any challenges about your belief living
Right.
in the US?
I mean, I am a Muslim person, alhamdulillah, and all my teammates knows that. All my coaches know that. Every fans in the world and America knows that. And so, like we talked about before, it is all about respect. So I respect my teammates' beliefs. I respect my their religions, and they do the same thing. So with challenges, we I mean, if you look at my teammates, we are from different backgrounds. We are from different religion, different culture, different skin color, different ethnicity. But what we try to do is we leave our differences in that locker room and trying to go out there and talk one language, and it's basketball. And that makes us a better friend. That makes a better teammate. And it's just so amazing to share things with my teammates because obviously whenever I say I'm Muslim, they have so many questions, and I have so many questions for them, but we never judge each other. We always keep it respectful. We always ask each other questions, and we try to learn from each other. And because like I said again, my teammates are like my brothers, my teammates are like my family, so we always keep it respectful.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. When you are not playing, you are not doing bodybuilding and exercise and everything that relates to your profession. Can you tell the youth of this country what are the other things you do with your friends in a multicultural country like US?
I mean, whenever I don't play basketball, or whenever I do not work out, or whenever I do not have a game, I try to hang out with my teammates, go out to eat with them, or go to movies with them. Just I actually try to read lots of books because I feel like it is the best way to invest in your future by reading books. Not just, I mean, any kind of books, motivational books, religious books, or just from the from any kind of books, because I feel like it is the best way to invest in your future by reading books. But other than that, man, I try to do a lot of human rights work. I try to do lots of humanitarian works with my foundation. So like it definitely keeps me busy all day.
Thank you very much for allowing me to come into your private life for the purpose of learning from what you do. You said in your opening speech, there is nobody who is great in the world except they have gone through challenges in life. You started from 14 years. Your parents actually wanted you to go into education.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell us, is there a moment of incident in your life that marked the turning point of this career, Mr. Enes?
The turning point of my career is I actually when I was young, I dislocated my shoulder. Yeah, I dislocated my shoulder. I couldn't play. I had a surgery. I couldn't play probably 6 to 7 months. It was a very tough, injury. But one thing I learned: whatever happens in life, you can never ever give up on your dreams. You just have to. If you fall, just get up, just start walking, and start running again. So whatever happens in life, you can never ever give up because it is so important to keep yourself dedicated. It is so important to keep yourself humble, hungry, and it's so important to keep yourself disciplined. So of course, for me, it was very tough, but it was a very painful injury. Um, I was playing basketball. I shoot the ball, and there is this huge guy fell on my shoulder, and my shoulder just popped. You could have seen like the bone sticking out of my shoulder. And for me, it was very tough to just have that injury. But after that, I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna quit. I'm not gonna stop. I'm just gonna keep working on that injury and just go out there and just do what I do best, just compete. And that was definitely one of my turning point in my life.
Your story is very inspiring, Mr. Enes. So much thank you. So much thank you. I feel so blessed being part of this history making today. I'm so blessed. Mr. Enes, can I take you into a conference room? Can you imagine you have audience before you, listening to you? What can you prescribe to the African audience as a success formula in life?
The key of the success in life is to, first of all, believe in yourself, self-confidence. Keep yourself dedicated, keep yourself disciplined. Whatever you do in life, hard work comes at first. And for your dreams, pray for it. Because the God is the one giving and making happen all your dreams. So whatever happens, man, because I have so many rough times in my life, rough times, bad times. But what I did is I prayed hard. And that was one of the biggest reasons that I'm at this point right now, because of God, because of the prayers. So that was definitely the success, is not giving up, believe in yourself, and pray for it.
I so much admire your spiritual strength, the physical strength. You've got a very big heart. I so much admire this. I hope my colleagues and fellow youth in the north of Nigeria are listening to you and will make a lot from this. Finally, Mr. Enes, what are your advices generally to the youth of Nigeria, most especially the youth from the northern Nigeria? Thank you.
Mm-hmm. My one advice to all my brothers and sisters out there is educate yourself, because you guys are gonna be our future. You guys are gonna be our president one day. You guys are gonna be the doctors, lawyers one day, the police one day. You guys are gonna be you guys gonna come to maybe NBA players one day. So like, educate yourself, because our world needs good people. Our world needs the people who cares about humanity, who cares about peace, who cares about love, and not care about judging whatever. So I feel like our youth needs to educate themselves, and whenever they are in that position, they need to know that, so that they can help others. The goal is very important. Their goal should be not be the richest man, not be the this, that, whatever. Their goal should be, I want to be so successful so I can help other people. That should be their main goal.
Thank you so very much on behalf of the northern youth, and specifically from Kaduna, Nigeria, where you have made so much investment in humanity. I say very big thank you to you for this golden opportunity. It's nice having you around. I remain Abdulsalam Ahmed from Kaduna, Nigeria. Mr. Bob Abuja, is over to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Abdulsalam. Thank you so very much, Mr. Enes, for responding to those questions. In fact, this has really been an interactive session. We so enjoyed. Quickly, I have a few questions here from followers, all over the world, particularly within Nigeria. A number of followers are sending in some questions. So I have the very last one here. Let me start from the list. Someone is asking, are you planning to visit Nigeria? And are you also planning, when you become an American citizen, hopefully by next year, then would you love to host your host to be here in Nigeria? You want us to really expect you anytime soon in the country?
So like, this is what I will say. 3 years ago, 2017, I actually visited lots of countries in Africa, and the hospitality was amazing, but I never had to get the chance to go to Nigeria. But I have so many Turkish, friends there.
And
yeah. So like, I would love to definitely come and maybe have a basketball camp there. And hey, maybe you never know. Maybe we can play some one-on-one with the people over there. So like I'm excited, man. I think like the hospitality, the food, the basketball games. I think everything's going to be so fun. But so I don't know how much you guys know. My country, just Turkey, revoked my passport, but I'm going to become a American citizen next year. So that is the time that when I can travel and come.
Okay, thank you very much. We are very hopeful and expecting you anytime soon, as soon as you become an American citizen next year. Quickly, the next question here, in fact, you have a huge fan base back here, and they're asking if possibly you may want to establish or have, a basketball, clinic, or more like a basketball training camp somewhere in West Africa and Nigeria in particular.
Well, I think I already answered that, but I would love to for sure, because whenever I get to a country, we have a blast. I give my T-shirts to people, I sign them, we do basketball camps, we take autographs, I take video, post it on my Instagram and Twitter, so we can all be famous. So I think it's gonna be fun.
Okay. A coach in Nile University of Nigeria is asking, a basketball coach precisely is asking, how do you motivate, young lads, young youths, to participate and actively be dedicated in playing basketball in a third world country like Nigeria?
I think one advice I will give it to all the kids out there. I remember when I was 12 years old, my mom always used to tell me, stay away from the junk food. Don't drink too much soda. Go to sleep early. Don't play too much video games. Pay attention to your schoolwork. I am 28 years old, and my NBA coach is still telling me the same thing. So if I have one advice to them, listen to your parents, listen to your teachers, and listen to your coaches.
Yeah, I think that was from Coach Abdul Malik, from Nile University. And next, we okay. If one of our listeners wants to know if how the Nigerian get to NBA. Everybody wants to get to NBA. So how would the Nigerian get to NBA?
I mean, first of all, oh my God, hold on a second. I will say, just work hard, keep yourself dedicated, believe in yourself, and you know what? You can do it. You see all the other NBA players are doing it. Why not you? That's a very simple question to ask yourself. Why not? I cannot do it. So many people out there doing it. Well, you just have to put the time on it, focus on what you need to focus on, and give yourself 100%.
Okay. And quickly, some other person wants to know, how do you combine, your basketball playing, the NBA with your faith? How do you practice Islam? How do you pray? Do you have a section at your, how do you really juggle this?
I mean, it's first of all, my faith and my the basketball, it doesn't affect each other. I actually so whichever team I go to, I sit down and talk to the people over there, like the coaches and teammates. I say, hey, look, I'm a Muslim per person, alhamdulillah, and I need to pray 5 times a day. So and they gave me a special room at the arena and the practice facility, so I can go there and pray before the games or after the games. And after that, like Ramadan, they gave me a halal food. They gave me, just they gave me so much respect. So like it never affects each other. It actually helps each other.
Okay, I want to add this. We just celebrated the Eid Mubarak. Tell us, how did you celebrate?
Well, obviously because of the COVID, I couldn't go out there and celebrate, because Eid means like celebrating with your friends, families, hugging each other, just exchanging gifts. But just because of this, the pandemic is happening, coronavirus is happening, sadly, we couldn't get to celebrate it how we used to celebrate. But it was still okay. I called some friends and stuff. I called some of my Muslim teammates, like Taco Fall and stuff, and celebrated with them. So it was fun.
Wonderful. At this juncture, I sincerely, on behalf of Ufuk Dialogue and the NTIC Foundation, my other colleagues all over Nigeria, Africa, and the world, wherever they are watching us from, we are so gladdened. We are so happy that you've taken out of your very tight schedule to really come and have this interactive session. You have really inspired not just 1, 2, 3, as many youths as watch this, they are so inspired. We are so blessed with your personality. We are just so happy with your philanthropic spirit. You have just been a man with a large heart. And may Almighty Allah continue to lead you to greater heights, not just in the basketball career, in your future career. And we really believe strongly that whatever may be happening all over the world with leadership in politics and in other affairs, sooner than later, we can get a better world that peace and tranquility will reign. Sincerely, Mr. Enes, you have been a wonderful personality. I doff my hat for you as a person. You are just such a unique personality. Our heart, is so gladdened, and we are happy. We really look forward to having similar session like this in no distant time. We beg that at any given time we call on you, you gladly oblige. Thank you so very much, Mr. Abdusalam. Thank you very much, Abdulmalik. Thank you very much, Mr. Abdulmalik, and the rest of all other viewers all over the world. We are so excited. So what would be your parting word, please?